Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. So now this is going to be a three-part series. Last week I teased you on Saturday with a video that I was going to do for B&A Sports Weekly to get you to watch. This time I'm going to make a three-part series. So the first part's going to be, I'm gonna do a tier list, and basically at the end of the tier list, I'm gonna have what the best teams are gonna be based on a point system. So we're gonna do the tier list, the S tier, A, B, C, D, and F tier. So S is 7, A is 5, B is 4, C is 3, D is 2, F is only 1 measly point. I feel like, it's giving some pity points. I'm not going to have a lot of Fs because these guys are talented. There aren't too many guys where it's just like, oh, this guy can't coach. I feel like just talking about it. So I'm going to start off with the S tier. Now, there's some worthy people who are missed this tier, but I'm just going to start off with the S tier. Andy Reid, Bill Belichick, Shanahan, and Arians. So why do I have these guys here? So Belichick is obvious. He didn't have the best career start, but he was a D coordinator with the New York Giants when they won that Super Bowl. Him and Tom Brady, they both make each other. I don't think Tom Brady is the ultimate guy. I don't think Belichick is the guy. I think they should work really well together. Belichick, he's really good with rookie quarterbacks, and this is because his defensive mind, he knows how to trick different players. With experienced coaches, he goes toe-to-toe with them, but, he wins the games he's supposed to win, and he's really smart in that way. Andy Reid has struggled in the postseason, and I'm not sure why this is. He does develop new schemes offensively. He knows how to develop plays. He knows how to trick some offenses. Matt Nagy would be in this category, but he hasn't proven that he can do it for a really long time. And you can see towards the end of the season, teams started to understand their offensive scheme. Andy Reid, he could tell talent. He knew Mahomes was going to be talented. He knew when to shift. With Philadelphia, things didn't really work out as well as he thought it would work. I think in 2012 he got fired. Things just weren't working out. They didn't have the quarterback situation with Michael Vick. He wanted to move off from that situation, and it ended up working out for him in the Chiefs. And every single year feels like they're in the playoffs, no matter what type of roster they have, even though the rosters have been good. Shanahan, I think he's just gotten a bad rap. He's been all over the place. He's been with the Atlanta Falcons. I think he had a little stint in Washington. I'm not sure, though. And now he's on the 49ers. I still think he's an S tier. I was going to take him off, but, every single quarterback that plays seems like they're good. Every single quarterback, Mullins, C.J. Beathard, Jimmy Garoppolo, every single quarterback that comes in, it seems like they improve. Matt Ryan improved. He got to a Super Bowl under Mike Shanahan. And, I just think that this guy is a really brilliant offensive coach. He hasn't really had the best talent, but he's done a lot with little. I believe that this season will be a true test to see if he's in the S tier. I'm going to keep him there now, though. That's how much respect I have for him. I have him in the S tier now, and he's going to have to prove to me that he belongs here this year. But I'm going to leave him here for now. Next, I have Arians. He turned that awful Cardinals team, and he put them into basically a 500 team. I thought they'd only win 3 or 4 games max, and Arians was that entire team. He was that entire team. We'll see what he can do with Winston this year, see if he still has it. If he can make Winston and basically what's happening with Tampa Bay and how they're perennial losers, if he can make them into an 8-8 team, he definitely belongs here. I know you're thinking Bill Belichick put Matt Castle and made him 10-6, but no, this Buccaneers team is awful. I wouldn't be surprised if they're a top 3 pick this year. And yeah, that rounds out my S tier. So you guys all get 7 points. Congratulations. Next, we have the A tier, and to start off the A tier, I think it's Sean Payton. Because they had so many years where they were just bad. And you could say the same thing with Shanahan, but I think Sean Payton, he's an offensive-minded head coach, but that defense, man, I think, you need to round out more. With the 49ers, Shanahan is signing off on these picks, but he has no control. He's like, I'm just going to pick the best defensive players available. With Sean Payton, they had so many years where the defense was just pre-injured with Rob Ryan. They couldn't scout talent. It was just awful. They had like a 10-year dead period. But yeah, him and Shanahan kind of remind me of each other. I just have Shanahan a little bit higher. I mean, you could say Payton won a Super Bowl, but that's still pie in the sky. Peterson, he came out that book Fearless, which makes me kind of hate him, but he's under the Andy Reid coaching tree. He knows how to build locker room. He knows how to make everyone go together and fight for a specific goal. I think he has everyone trusting him now. His offensive schemes, I think he doesn't really work well with Wentz, but he knows how to adjust a playbook to a certain player. He scouted Wentz, and now he's a developmental piece. Again, with some of these coaches, it's a prove-it year, and Peterson is a definite prove-it year. Not so much because they already won a Super Bowl, but it's kind of to prove to see if he was right and see if Wentz is actually the guy. Next, I want to put Matt Nagy here. He could drop to B easily this year. He doesn't have the best quarterback in Trubisky. Another guy under the Andy Reid coaching tree. I think he has it. He turned the Bears from 5-11 to 12-4. We'll see what he does this year. The defense was amazing last year. The offense didn't really improve that much, but Mitch Trubisky kind of took that second-year leap that Jared Goff took last year. Let's see if he can take a third-year leap and make it to a Pro Bowl that he actually deserves. A lot of the stuff with Matt Nagy was all smoke and mirrors. We'll see if Trubisky, he can work with Trubisky. I mean, he's only had one team that he's been a head coach of, but we'll see over the years how he does. I believe in Matt Nagy. I like him, and like I said, this is a perfect year for him. McVay, same thing. They made it to the Super Bowl. He's best friends with Belichick. He's a boy genius, but he overthought it. I think he knows a lot of plays. I think he just needs time to think about things, and he needs more experience. The best thing with football, he's just got to be in the game for long. That's why a lot of old coaches are really good. There's some basic fundamentals to football that you got to understand, and a lot of these young coaches try to implement all these things like, oh, I learned this, I learned that. But the best thing to learn from is history, and it actually experience makes a lot of difference. That's why I think McVay will be a good coach in the future. Pete Carroll, it might be Wilson, I'm not sure. Pete Carroll knows how to command the locker room. He got all those bad guys out. They didn't trust Russell Wilson. I don't like that. I'm not sure if he was calling the plays. I think he was in that Super Bowl, but I really think they should have ran the ball. That's all I got to say about Pete Carroll. He's a good coach. Shirt taken off when DK Metcalf was there. I like him. Last of my A tier, Zimmer. History of winning. Minnesota Vikings kind of struggled a little bit this year, but this guy has a history, a laundry list of winning. He goes back to the early 2000s or mid 1990s when he won with the Dallas Cowboys. Just a brilliant football mind, defensively and offensively. Just a really, really smart coach. Next for the B tier, I have Anthony Lynn. Hasn't really proved much to me. That's why I'm keeping him here. John Harbaugh too. He has won a Super Bowl. He picked Lamar Jackson, which kind of has me concerned about whether he's smart or not. But I guess the Lamar Jackson move, which is moving off Joe Flacco to kind of save his career. John Harbaugh, not as good as his brother Jim, but he beat him head to head actually in the Super Bowl. But Jim Harbaugh, great locker room guy. He's been at Baltimore for 10 years now. There's no reason to get rid of him. He's been a steady rock there. Yeah, so next, Mike Vrabel. Sorry, I have him at Tennessee. Hasn't really proved much either, but I like the culture he's building in this team. He reminds me a lot of Vic Fangio. This team is 9-7. They stayed even with and without him, but I like the culture that he's bringing to Tennessee, kind of that hard, tough thing. He was a quarterback. The Chiefs, the Patriots, I think at one point. Yeah, I think he won 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Smart guy. He worked under Tom Brady. He knows how to win football games. He was in the room with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, so that's why I have him up here. Next, I have Frank Reich. He changes Indianapolis Colts team. Him and Andrew Luck. I think they're a perfect match. There's nothing much to say about him. Super Bowl champion with the Eagles, and now he moved off, and now he's with the Colts. I like this hire. Next, believe it or not, I have John Gruden. Why do I have John Gruden here? Anthony, why do I have John Gruden here? He's a horrible coach. He won a Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay versus Oakland. They stole signs, kind of, but it's the other team's fault for not, knowing the sign, for not switching the signs. John Gruden is a smart guy, quarterback coach. We'll see whether he's smart or not based on this plan. A little bit concerning to me. I mentioned in previous videos with Antonio Brown, Vontaze Burfict. Feels like you're bringing in a little bit too much. Like I was cautioned about the Rams last year, but they proved me wrong. So again, I don't know at this point. Next, I have Adam Gase. He has the Patriots number. He knows how to beat Tom Brady, which is really valuable. But he hasn't really done much. He's in his 40s. The only thing on his resume now is he's beat the Patriots a couple times. Not a lot of success in Miami. You were kind of competitive, which gives me a little hope. With that horrible roster, how you were competitive. He likes that 3 running back core. core group. He has his own philosophy. We'll see how he does. Let's see if he can get control of the locker room as interim general manager. And this is a big year for Adam Gase. So next we have Sean McDermott. I have him B, believe it or not. And basically it's the fit with Buffalo. I think it's perfect. He's like, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. See ya. I don't care about you. I love Sean McDermott. Really smart football mind. Next I have Quinn Rob Quinn from Atlanta. He's gone to a Super Bowl. He was a defensive coordinator with Seattle. Smart guy. I just think, you didn't get any cornerbacks this year. It wasn't really his choice not to get cornerbacks, but obviously the Atlanta Falcons believe that he knows what he's doing on that defensive side. He's a defensive-minded guy. He's not calling the plays, I don't think. And he knows he has his guys. He's the guy who said, okay, with the defensive pieces we have, they're good now. And obviously, upper management trusts him. So that's why I have him B tier. And finally, Ron Rivera. I would have him high in this. I don't have him quite as an A, but he's really smart. I think he was a quarterback. For Chicago when they won the Super Bowl. He had a couple plays. I'm not sure if he was a starter back then, but really smart guy, knows how to command the locker room. He's successful at Cam Newton, which is a hard thing to do, I think, because utilizing all of his skills and all the turnover in Carolina, it turned a historically bad franchise into, to have some success. Next, we're moving on to C tier, and I have Shermer. He's like 10-30 as a head coach. I think he's smart. He can do it. He won assistant coach of the year in 2017. We'll see what he can do. I don't think he's that smart. That's why I said Giants do not take Kyler Murray. I don't think he's that smart scheme-wise. I think he's just good enough, and that's why I have him in the C tier. Next, I have Jay Gruden. Hasn't really done much with the Redskins. Quarterback wheel. He's like, I need this guy. Now he has his guy in Dwayne Haskins. That's who he wanted. Management wanted Daniel Jones. And we'll see what he can do with his guy. And now you have 4 quarterbacks on this roster. Let's see what you can do. This is a prove-it year for him. Flores, haven't seen much from him, but he was successful with New England. It feels like everyone's successful with New England, like Patricia, that I'll mention later. Actually, let's mention him now because I also have him in C tier. Hasn't really done much. I think Matt Stafford is kind of confused with this whole Patriot-style offense with making the right plays and doing this thing, not just relying on your ability, but just making the right plays, being kind of a scholar, a quarterback scholar, rather than making plays like Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if it's successful in Detroit, but I don't think they have the right quarterback for that, which is why I'm kind of skeptical. Next, Jason Garrett, the classic clapper for Dallas. He's the only thing holding Dallas back, I think. He's good in the locker room, I get it. He's friends with Jerry Jones. I guess it's nice to have that camaraderie. But I think he's the main guy. He's been around for 10 years and they haven't done anything. They've just been mediocre. They overperform when they're expected to do bad, and then they underperform when they're expected to do well. I think you need a change. Who is that? I don't think it's Sean Payton, but you got to find somewhere else. There has to be somebody down in some coaching tree. I don't think that the guy Lincoln Riley will be good there, but you got to find somebody. There's definitely somebody smart out there. Next, Vic Fangio. He did a lot with a lot of defensive talent in Chicago. We'll see how he does with Denver, but I don't know. I'm kind of lukewarm on this guy. He did obviously create a culture last year where they all enjoyed it, but this is his first big-time coaching gig. We'll see how he does. Next, we have Kingsbury. Same thing with a lot of other guys. Hasn't proved much. Did a lot in college, but I'm not sure if he's the guy. We'll see. I think you're going to have blowouts both ways this year. You're going to be 4-12, 5-11, and you're going to have to build character with this team. Patrick Peterson's out. You're going to have to solve that now. That's another big problem. We'll see how you handle an NFL locker room. This is not college. This is different. Wasn't able to win in college. Is he able to do that in the NFL? We'll see. That's pretty much all I got to say about Kingsbury. The jury's still out on this guy. Next, I have O'Brien. What can I say about this guy? He was an offensive mind quarterbacks coach with the New England Patriots. Hasn't really done much. He's been about 500. When the roster's bad, they do bad. When they play bad teams, they win. But when they play good teams, they usually lose. And that was shown in the first 5 games. It went like 1-4, and then all of a sudden they went on this run because they were playing really easy teams. They had the easiest schedule last year. And that's why I'm still lukewarm. I don't believe in the Houston Texans. I don't think they're a playoff team this year. Yeah, that's all I got to say about O'Brien. And then, so next I have Doug Marrone, Taylor, and LaFleur. LaFleur hasn't proven much. He was with Tennessee, and they got worse when he was there. I mean, I don't understand. Maybe he's a good fit with Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think he's a good coach in general. Fit, like a lot of these quarterbacks are, coaches are good fits for their teams that I mentioned, but we'll see if LaFleur is a good guy or if Aaron Rodgers actually wants to be challenged. Zach Taylor, quarterback coach for Los Angeles before he came there. I don't know about this guy. I really don't know. He likes Andy Dalton. I guess he's the quarterback unless he's lying. They're a good match apparently, and we'll see how good the Bengals do. This division feels like it's a little bit up for grabs. Like they might just be the team like everyone's fighting together, and they're the guy that, like, I don't know what analogy I'm trying to make. Like everyone's fighting together and they lose their eyes on the real plays and they all beat each other up, and then the one guy just stabs the guy at the end and wins. I don't know, but that's not really what football is about. But I think you guys get the point of what I'm trying to say. Doug Marrone, I mean, he went to the FC Championship a couple years ago, but I don't think he's a good coach. Blake Bortles, he was a 3rd overall pick. You know, he obviously had the talent to be a 3rd overall pick, so I'm not sure if it was Blake Bortles or Doug Marrone, but we'll definitely find out this year. I don't think Doug Marrone's smart enough. And then finally, Freddie Kitchens. You only get 1 point, the Cleveland Browns. I just don't think he's a good fit. Freddie Kitchens, Freddie is a fit, but he's still an F. And, so Freddie Kitchens hasn't really done anything. I like his attitude, like, hey, we actually haven't done anything. He's not arrogant. But I have to give him an F. Actually, no. You know what? I'll be nice. I'll move him up to a D. He hasn't really done anything to make me say, hey, he's not. He hasn't done anything yet. And plus, the Cleveland Browns were pretty successful with him as interim coach last year. And, yeah, maybe this team fights for him. I'll just have him D for now because I'm going to live to regret if I put an F and then the Browns end up winning the Super Bowl. I had them as an F coach. I'm going to be nice to you. But I hope you guys enjoy this video again. I'm going to have my quarterbacks video tomorrow, and then my overall, I forgot what I'm doing. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this video. If you disagree, agree with any of these, definitely let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.